Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back with the next review of the Fangoria Challenge. This time, Jason and I watched Funny Games. Funny Games is a 1997 Austrian horror film, written and directed by Michael Haneke. And according to Fangoria, it's one of the 101 best horror movies you've never seen. On the back of this DVD here, it describes Funny Games as brilliant, radical, provocative. It's a masterpiece. I agree with all of those superlatives. This film is gut-wrenching, heartbreaking. It's amazing. It follows the story of a man named George, his wife Anna, and their young son Georgie. They are headed to their summer cabin for vacation. When they arrive, it appears that their neighbors and friends seem to have two young men as guests. Two men George and his family have never met. They are also surprised to find that someone they did expect to see there is strangely absent. They don't think too much of it, though. When George and young George go out on their sailboat, Anna stays back at the house to do some cooking. That's when she receives a visitor. One of the young men they spotted earlier with their neighbors. He's dressed in a white polo shirt, white shorts, and he's even wearing white gloves. He introduces himself as Peter and asks to borrow 4 eggs. Anna gladly obliges, again not thinking much of it. But just minutes later, things will take a terrifying turn. The other young man, Peter's friend, is named Paul, and he reveals himself to be there as well. I won't go into detail about why, but Anna eventually asks Paul and Peter to leave. They refuse and laugh it off, as if they are playing some sort of game. In fact, that's what they call it. When George and young George return home, Anna asks her husband to demand the young men leave. Again, they do not listen, claiming they are insulted. When George attempts to get physical with Paul, he sustains a serious injury at the hands of the young man. And that's when the funny games begin. George and his family are forced to play along with Peter and Paul. They play various games, which, again, I won't describe because I don't want to spoil the movie. Ultimately, it all rides on a bet. Will the family live until the next morning, or will they die? Funny Games even breaks the fourth wall on numerous occasions, as Paul refers to the TV screen, the audience. He asks us if we're on their side or the family side, and which side of the bet we'd like to take. He also winks at us when he does something devious and smirks. Peter and Paul are two smug pieces of, well, you know, and the audience will absolutely hate them. But that's the point. They are so mean-spirited, and this movie is so mean-spirited. There are things that happen that you almost would never imagine would. It's disturbing and horrifying and incredible. With the fourth wall broken, the audience becomes part of the film. You feel like you're there, watching and taking part. It almost makes you feel dirty for continuing to watch. You lose control from your own home as you watch the movie. Peter and Paul bring you into it as their accomplice, and there's nothing you can do about it. The twist at the end is just pure genius. I cannot praise Funny Games enough. This movie needs to be seen. Be prepared, though. It's truly an experience. My relatable recommendation this time is an easy one. It's Funny Games, the remake. A decade after the release of the original Funny Games, Michael Haneke remade his own film in 2007. This is practically a shot-for-shot American remake. In this one, Tim Roth and Naomi Watts portray the married couple. Brady Corbett and Michael Pitt play Peter and Paul respectively. They are both superb in their roles as the white glove-wearing psychopathic monsters that they are. I definitely recommend checking out this Funny Games remake, but only after watching the original. Have you seen it? If so, what do you think of it? Comment below and let me know. And please be sure to check out Jason's review. What's up next in the Fangoria challenge? Check back soon to find out. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and be kind. Subscribe.